right, what's up, everybody? We're back. Miguel Corona, Corona Fitness, Corona Coaching. The discipline is the standard, guys. So, we want to start off this podcast number 2. Today, as you guys can see, I have my son with me, but I want to start it off the way we start off every morning, which is going to be with a prayer. So, you ready, Junior?
Yeah.
All right. Our Father,
Who
who
is
is
in
in
heaven,
heaven, hallowed
hallowed
be
be
thy
thy name.
name. Thy
Thy
kingdom
kingdom
come,
come, thy
thy will
will
be
be
done,
done,
on
on
earth
earth
as
as
it
it
is
is
in
in
heaven.
heaven. Give
Give
us
us
this
this
day
day
our
our daily
daily bread.
bread.
Forgive
Forgive
our
our
trespasses
trespasses,
as
we
we forgive
forgive
those
those
who
who
trespass
trespass
against
against
us.
us.
Lead
Lead
us
us
not
not
into
into
temptation,
temptation,
but
and
deliver
deliver
us
us
from
from evil.
evil. Amen.
Amen. All right, guys. So we just want to start off by giving grace like we always do in the mornings. I'm just very thankful for God and for the life transformational that's been like really happening in our lives. Like the reason why we're here is to tell our story. Why do I want to tell our story? The intention of this video, guys, is to bring awareness. Awareness to you fathers that are leaving so much on the table, that have so much to give, and that your kids are watching you. That's the main message. So stay tuned and focus and watch how me and Junior have changed our lives. All right, Junior. So just start off by letting everybody know first name, last name, and just a little bit about you that they don't know.
Oh, okay. So my first name is Michael, and my last name is Corona. Uh,
Something interesting about you.
I wake up at 2:30 in the morning to go to the gym with my dad all the time, Monday through Friday, and then I get Saturday and Sunday off.
So that must feel good those days, right?
Yeah.
So let's take it back to the beginning, guys. I want to go back to like about a year and a half ago. Do you remember that, Junior? About a year and a half ago, where Dad was when he was drinking. When do you remember when I would ask you to hand me a beer? Do you remember those days?
No.
No? I mean, I must have done a really good job at really like applying these discipline, the standards and everything that has really like gave my son a new what would you say, a new like
Lens.
version of me, but like he can't even remember the bad anymore. Like think about that, guys. You can't even remember that means I'm doing my job. But I would like to go back to those days though. I talked a little bit about it in my podcast before, and it was about literally being emotional, so emotional with my feelings that I would just do whatever whatever my feelings dictated. So I felt bad, I would go to vices that would literally just, to be honest with you, help me escape the reality of the life that I didn't love, because I didn't feel good with myself. I didn't feel good about not showing up as a father, not showing up as a husband. And one of the things that I want to tell you guys is that your kids are watching you. Like my son has been watching me. Subconsciously, consciously, he's been watching me throughout my journey. And now that I have changed so much in my life, I have noticed that kids mimic you. They mimic you. They do what you do, not what you tell them to do. And that's one of the things that I've got to see with Junior. I got to see him like confidence. Like he's on a podcast. Come on, guys, give it up for Junior. He's on a podcast at 12 years old when I couldn't get behind camera at 30. You know, that's just because that just tells you a story. To Junior, this is the new normal. So, Junior, I'm going to start off by asking you a couple questions of identity and growth. So, here we go, Junior. What does it mean being a good man to you?
What does it mean to be a good man? I th- I think that being a good man is providing for your family, providing for your children, and to be there for all the ups and downs.
All right, so going back, guys, to 12 years old, where I was at 12 years old and where my son is at 12 years old. There's no comparison until like I think about it right now and I'm like, I'm literally like not even trying to think about it because I didn't like what I was going through. I was always escaping my reality. At this age, 12 years old, I was already consuming drugs. I was already getting into like hardcore drugs, gang violence. A lot of this stuff I was already getting into. And one of the main reasons why like I do what I do now is because I want to better myself as a father so I could be a better leader to my son. See, where I lay down the foundation, he gets the opportunity to build on top of that and to become a better version of himself. Because this is the truth, guys. A lot of families are not doing well in life. And the kids are watching, and basically you're leading them down the same road. And that road is going to lead them to vices. You're going to go through depression, overweight, and then you wonder why life is happening to you. But you've created this life. You created this life based on the same habits that they've picked up off of you. So, what do you, I'm gonna ask you a question, Junior. Like, as far as like this life change and you seeing like the change in your father, what would you say that really impacted you the most?
What really impacted me the most was seeing how he came from being overweight and very like I forgot
Insecure,
it.
maybe?
Yeah, insecure. Insecure and seeing him evolve into not evolve but I don't know the word. That's
Well, yeah, you could say evolve. I mean, it's we're continuously evolving, Junior. That's one of the things you will understand as you follow this journey is that continuously you're going to be evolving into a better version of yourself. But yes, it's you could say evolve if you want. But what else would you say that impacts you?
something that would impact me was seeing how he grew from drinking, smoking, and now he's here doing podcasts and impacting other people and me.
So where we're at right now is basically the foundation that I'm setting down for my son. And the whole idea is that he knows that he could do more than me, you know? I always tell him all the time, Junior, you're going to do bigger and better things. You're going to do so much better than me because you're at a way better position than I was. You have so much advantages and so much because you have me. And that's one of the things that I didn't have is I didn't have my father with me as I was growing up. And I know that if you set your mind to anything, you can do it, especially when you have the guidance and you have the structure, the discipline. This is some of the things that I'm handing down to my son that I did not have. I can only imagine where he's going to be at my age. I tell him all the time, Junior, you're going to be a millionaire by like 21 years old. There's no doubt about that. I have no doubt about that. If he continues on the path, there's just no limit because his imagination and his expectation of himself is going to be a lot more. I mean, what do you think, Junior, about you being a millionaire at 21?
What I think about me being a millionaire at 21 is I believe it and it's gonna happen.
Man, that is some faith right there. That is structure. I mean, that's literally like we read the Bible every morning, and I share lessons with my family when we're in the car. We pray together, and one of the things I always tell Junior is like, if you can see it in your mind, and if you can hold it in your hand, like you can really, if you can really believe it, because that's the only thing that's stopping anybody is to really believe that you could be that person. I remember my first podcast. I was so nervous. I was like, I think I popped like 150 push-ups like in the back. Everybody's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm trying to get onto a higher frequency." But today I walked in. It's normal now. It's normal for me to get behind camera. It's normal for me to sit down here. I didn't have to do it. And I was asking Junior. I was like, Junior, what do you feel like, bro? Like, are you feeling like a little nervous? And what'd you say, Junior?
No, I don't feel nervous at all.
You know why though?
No, not really.
He doesn't really know. But the real reason why is because I set him up behind camera on a day to day basis. I be putting the camera behind him all that. I mean, I put it in his face all the time, and I go like, "What you got, bro? What you think?" In the beginning, he was really uncomfortable with it, but it became the new normal. For him, it's normal to wake up at 2:30. It's normal to be at the gym and working out at 4 a.m. It's normal for him to bust down 150 burpees Monday, Wednesday, and and Friday, right?
Yeah.
It's just normal for him. Like he's hanging out with high level individuals on Zoom meetings and he gets to see everything that we do. To him, it's already impacting the way he thinks. And if it can impact the way he think, like he said it himself, 21 years old, millionaire. We better hold him accountable to that, you know? But one of the things that we want to go back to is like we want to go to our day to day. Like what does our day to day look like, Junior? Like as far as like do you feel like waking up every day?
No, I don't.
Do I have to drag you out of bed sometimes?
Sometimes, yeah.
And this is the thing, guys. Like, I get asked a lot, like, "Oh, he needs to rest. He needs this. He needs that." And I was like, "That's only your belief system, because he can do so much. Like, we can all do so much." And I tell them all the time, Junior, like, there's nothing you can't do. You just really have to want it, though. Like, what do you want? At 12 years old, you can imagine a 12-year-old doesn't really know what he wants. But I know that Junior wants more for himself. I really do believe that. Like, what would you say that you want at this time? Because this is all recorded, Junior. Like, one day you'll be able to look back at this video and be like, that's me at 12 years old. Like, this is what I'm doing at 12 years old. I'm on a freaking podcast with my dad at 12 years old. Like, what do you think about that, Junior?
I think that it's really awesome to be here, and it's a great opportunity to express myself and show our day to day routine to the people, like everybody that wants to listen and watch.
Beautiful, beautiful. So our day looks like that. We get up at 2:30. We obviously get ready. It takes us about an hour to get ready before we're in the car and we go to the gym. One of the things that we do while we're working out, we hit the gym for like 2 hours. We got to get back in time because Junior, how many brothers do you have?
I have four other brothers.
Yeah, four other brothers. So not only am I laying down the foundation, but Junior has to keep the legacy going for the other four brothers. I tell them all the time, like, they're looking at you, bro. Like, your brothers, they look up to you. Like, everybody looks up to you, Junior. And I know, like, this is, like, sometimes that we, as like, fathers, I remember this with Junior. I always, even though he was a little kid, I always saw him as older, because he's my firstborn. And then after the second, after the second one, you're always just like, you gotta take care of your little brother, you gotta take care. So we put like expectations on them, and sometimes they don't get to enjoy to be kids. And one of the things that I enjoy now is that we get to spend that quality time doing something meaningful in our lives. Like today, we're sitting down and we're going to be impacting so many fathers and so many kids all around the world because we're just showing up. We're just showing up. That's all it really takes, Junior. It's just to show up in life. You have to understand, bro, that we were listening to it this morning, right?
Yeah.
It's about consistency. It's not about motivation. Motivation comes and goes, guys, but it's consistency that's going to keep us going. Like, think about it, Junior. We've been doing this for about a year now, you know? We've been doing this for about a year now. Most people may say that, oh, that sucks. Getting up early sucks. But they don't understand that discipline is what sets you free. Discipline is what's going to give you the freedom that you truly desire. Most people think of it the wrong way. They think that discipline like is a trap. But the trap is the matrix that we're in. That's the real trap. The fact that you think the way you think, it's not you. Most of the time, what I was telling you this the other day, Junior, what's the hardest job in the world? You remember?
No, I forgot.
But just give me an idea. What do you think the hardest job in the world is?
Um, the hardest job in the world, I think a father.
All right. I mean that could possibly that could be true. I was telling Junior though that the hardest job in the world is to think. Most people don't think. They're told what to think. But they don't do thinking for themselves. And that's the hardest job in the world. See, most leaders, they're thinkers. They're not hard workers. Oh, not only hard workers, there are hard workers and thinkers. They think, they think their reality into existence. And that's exactly what I want to, those are the kind of like quality gems that I want to like pass down to my son is what helped me escape the matrix. And everything that we have to do on a day-to-day basis to maintain ourselves at a high frequency and not be like literally taken down by the things of life. I always say this in the mornings, and I literally write it down and then I speak it, and I say it along the lines of nothing on the outside affects who I am, because who you are is identity, and that is on the inside, and nothing on the outside can ever affect that. It's literally a test to test you whether that if you really are that person you say you are. See, when you speak on things, you're going to be tested. It's just part of life. I've seen people do it. They get behind camera, they shoot some videos, and then the next day they miss. Why? It's because they don't have the structure. That's the kind of structure that I give on my coaching program. That's the kind of structure that you're going to get with Corona coaching. That's the kind of structure that I intend to continue to apply on my family and my kids and the generation that's going to come. Because, like I said, that my ceiling is literally going to be where they start. And that's what it's about. It's so that your kids can do better than you, that you can see, like, the generations don't have to be the same. You know, we as immigrants, we come into this land, right? And everything is twice as hard for us. But yet, you know what? We value it a lot more than the people that like literally been given it. The people that are given, like they're given these opportunities, but they don't take advantage of these opportunities versus the people that get one chance and that's it. One chance. What was one of the things, Junior, that you would say as growing up in our household? Like, what do you think of like your life, like how you grew up and the way we structure our home now?
Um,
Like, how do you see your mom change? Like, let's talk a little bit about your mom. Like, how, and this is probably gonna hurt her more than but we're on here to speak the truth. We're not on here for anything else but to say the truth, and just like let us know, like, your mom is an amazing mom. I gotta tell you that she has been a great and amazing partner. But when we did not know how to control our eating and how eating affects us a lot, man, it affects us a lot. How was like your mom, bro, before she started eating healthy?
she had, what's it called? She was kind of fat.
No, not only that. Like I'm, he said it. I didn't say it. But what I wanted to talk about is like emotional wise, like
Uh,
emotionally, like how was her behavior at home? Like you're gonna get in trouble for that. Just know you're gonna get spanked.
uh,
Like
um,
how was her behavior at home? Like did you like the way your mornings were before?
no, I didn't. I did not like the way the mornings were before. Uh, the what's it called? On the way to school, she would always get stressed about us not getting there on time, and then she would be stressed for the rest of the day, and it was just not good for when we came back from school. Um, she wasn't really like she was kind of mad, not really happy, like stressed all the time.
Well, this is what it is, Junior, is that moms carry a lot of weight. Moms carry like the weight of the family on their shoulders. And when a mom doesn't take care or prioritize herself and putting herself first, she really doesn't have much to give. I've told you plenty of times, if you want energy, you must give energy, right?
Yep.
So when mom would wake up, this is a hard truth, guys, but we're here to speak the truth. Like I said, mom wakes up at 7:15 and expects to have all the kids ready to go to the school by 7:30, 7:45. It's impossible. What we do now, though, is that structure is so different. You see, when we wait, and this is one, when you wake up and you start reacting in life instead of responding to it, instead of taking the time to really like meditate and to not rush through things, to enjoy life. I think a lot of us don't enjoy life as much as we think we do. And one of the things that we learn is in the morning, you have to enjoy the morning process. We get to enjoy that now. We get to not wake up and be rushing, because that rushing is like is really what's screwing us up. As a community, if you're not prioritizing your mornings and you're just getting up and rushing through the day, you're gonna get hit, and you're gonna be reacting to everything. You're gonna think, oh, poor me, everything's happening to me. But at the end of the day, you need to take responsibility for your own actions. Life happens for you, and you need to take action into gratitude for another day of life, because we get to be here. But let's go back to mom. Like I love how your mom has changed so much, bro. Like the way that she cooks now, the way that she moves now, her energy, her looks, she's glowing. I mean, what do you like most about your mom?
The thing I love most about my mom is that she's loving and always caring, and whenever we wake up in the morning, she would cook food for us so we could eat before we go to school.
All right, guys, and one of the things that I think is not really spoken enough is, and I know some of my friends, they're going through it because they're the first ones to start this change in their life. Like some of my clients, they're starting this change, and you run across this wall where you're doing it, but your family's not doing it. And that was one of the biggest struggles that I did, and I had to overcome it, which was getting my wife on board with the program. See, it wasn't easy, but I never gave up on her. I would always speak the truth, even though it was hard. And most of the time, it got us into arguments. It really did. I struggled with it so much, but I didn't give up. I kept on showing up for myself and showing up for them and showing them a new version of me, where when you're beginning to change, believe me, they don't believe you. They're like, here he goes again on his 2 week rampage, and then he's gonna fall back into the beer, into that cheeseburger, into the bad influences. But the process in growth, guys, is the process of elimination. If you can eliminate distractions, if you can eliminate like everything that's holding you back, the things that you think you need, and you can focus on you. You can focus on exactly what's going to help you get to the next step in life. See, with my wife, I remember the food, I would point it out to her, and she would stuff herself more in front of my face. Like I don't get it. I don't understand it, but like little by little the physical change starts to happen. And once it happens, believe me, there's no going back. At least not for me. There's no more going back, because I know that there's nothing back there for me. And when she realized that I was not stopping and that I was going to continue to go and grow, and she started to see how I impacted my son in the way that he thought, and then I started impacting the community around me. I think it's just consistency, guys. It's just stay consistent, don't give up, and eventually, with a lot of faith, structure, and discipline, they will jump. They will jump on board because the truth, you can't keep it away. the truth is gonna the truth is gonna shine so bright that you can't keep it away. You can't. And now that my wife is on board with the program, that my son is on board with my program, and that my kids, the younger ones, are asking, "Hey, Dad, how old do I have to be to get in the gym? Because I already want to do it." Like that's just the standard at home, the Corona standard, the discipline, the Corona coaching is literally to become a better version of yourself. And the struggle with the family, just don't give up. Be the version that you know you needed, and then be the version that you know they need. Because they, even though they say they don't want it, they really do want it. They just don't know how. All right, so the question is, guys, where are we going from here? What are the intentions of everything that we're doing? What's the purpose behind it? The purpose behind what we're doing is to build more awareness for fathers because strong fathers means strong families. And the call to action to you fathers right now is that your family needs you. That your family can no longer wait on the sidelines waiting for you to grow up and be a man. Because a man is not defined by his age, but is defined how you act, how you show up. And that's one of the things that we're doing is that we're building a community. We're building a community where men can be men again, where families can be united, where there is no separation in families, where kids can grow up with their fathers, where we can do this together. Because there's a lot of ego, and ego is a thing that separates you from. We say at our home, ego is edging God out. So one of the things that we don't want to do is we don't want to edge God out. God is the foundation for us. The Bible has so much principles and so much to learn from. One of the things that we want is, I think we have plans to build a gym. I don't know if it's going to be this year or next year, but this is where like honestly, this is where we show faith, right? Where God is going to lead us, where he's going to bring the right people to us to help us build this community, to build it stronger, better, more disciplined, and to have, honestly, to be impacting the world and be impacting other kids like Junior, that like me when I was 12, like that version of myself that I needed. And it comes down to this: everybody has some trauma. Everybody has something they have to deal with. And life is just really waiting on you. God's waiting on you. It's not that you're waiting on God. It's He's been waiting on you this whole time. The only person that's gonna come save you is the better version of yourself. So let's get to it, guys. All right. So Junior, I had a question for you. Based on like, kids your age, would you say that they're all hyper competitive?
Very, yeah.
Very?
They're
Yeah.
always confused.
So I remember like me as a kid when I was your age, I didn't have any ammo. I would tell my mom to drop me off a couple blocks away from school because I didn't like the car that we had, and I didn't like to show up in this. At this point, remember this, Junior, my dad was not in the picture, and we didn't have nice cars like you do. Um, we literally had this. I can still remember. It was a pistachio green with bullet holes car, and I would I would ask my mom to drop me off, and ask my mom if you don't believe me, but I would have her drop me off a couple blocks away because I didn't want the kids to see what I showed up in. But what would you say like is the feeling, bro? Like to sometimes I pull you up in the Corvette, and sometimes you're literally getting pulled up in luxurious cars and fancy cars all the time in school. Do you have any feedback from your friends? Like, do they say anything to you?
Yeah, they say that. One time, one of them said, "Why you be flexing your cars on everybody?"
You should have said, "Cause I have ammo, bro." Yeah, that's one of the things that honestly I love to flex because I can, because it just shows the work, the work instills the worth. It also shows like that, you worked hard for these things, and people may look at it like, why are you flexing your cars? But other people may look at it as inspiration. Have you thought about that?
No, not really.
No, no. I mean,
Now, but like,
you're exposed to the conversation.
yeah,
But this is the thing. A lot of and it's you're doing a lot. I just want you to know. I want to take the time right now to let you know that at 12 years old, doing a podcast, bro, you're doing a lot, and I'm very, very proud of you. As a father, it feels really good to like have our own brand and to be here and to be telling a story. I mean, this is amazing. I just think I gotta thank God for this. I gotta thank all that hard work that we put in. Because you can't just come on and do a podcast without achieving anything. You have to achieve some level of success to be able to share your story. And we do it every day, right? We do it every day, Junior. We show up every day, and the opportunity comes where you're going to be able to like loosen up a little bit more. Eventually, you're going to get so used to this that you're going to do so much better. What do you think? You think that day's coming soon?
yeah, definitely.
Okay, Junior. So compared to, I'm gonna ask you a question. So compared to how you lived before and how you live now, is it worth it to wake up at 2:45 a.m. and to pull up in a Corvette sometimes to school and getting picked up in a presidential car, an Escalade? Is it worth it, or is it better to wake up at 8 a.m. and you rather pull up like I did in a pistachio shot up car? Well, is the sacrifice worth it? Is what I'm trying to say, because it didn't happen, like overnight.
Yeah, it's worth it. It's worth it to wake up at 2:45, go to the gym, have some time for myself to eat, and then pull up in a Corvette.
Yeah, yeah. And people already know, like the kids already know. As I drop you off and I'm leaving, I be driving, around the school, and I have kids literally be telling like, "Where's Michael at? Where's Michael at?" And I'm just like, wow, like they know, they know that that's you. See the way you conduct yourself, Junior. But not only that, it's like this is the way the world works. It's just by law, right? They treat you how you look. The world treats you like that. So if you don't see yourself as that person, they won't treat you as that person. So the way you're looking right now, like we have before and after pictures of you from a year ago, and the way you're looking right now compared to how you looked before, like how do you feel about that?
It's a big change because back then I used to be a little bit gordo, kind of fat.
Little fluffy?
Yeah. Now, what's it called? I can do a lot more. I look way more fit than I used to a year ago.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you're definitely representing that Nike brand on your shirt, right? Just do it. Yeah. No, I see the change in you, and it's more than just the physical. It's the mental. It's the awareness. It's literally how you live your life now, bro. I know I see you getting a little tired in the afternoons. What's all that about?
I play video games, and you don't check the time when you're playing, and so you get lost into it, and then you don't. And then when you check the time, it's already late, and I'm like, I gotta wake up early, and so that's kind of my fault for like not sleeping more early.
Yeah, it's called being responsible for your own actions. A lot of people, they're not really that responsible for their own actions. They'll blame like other people and outside things for like literally what happens to them in their life. See, if we don't wake up early, why don't we wake up early? It's because we don't prep for the night. If you prep for a good night, you're gonna have a good morning. And that's one of the things that, I mean, we've got to learn, Junior. We got to learn to like prep yourself for a good night so you can have a good morning. Because the way you start your day is going to affect the rest of your day. So when we're in the gym, sometimes you're on fire, bro. Like you're like you're telling me, bro, hey, this is what you got to do, and this is I'm just like, damn, bro, like you're coaching me now, you know. And sometimes you're kind of sleeping, bro, and it's literally it comes down to you have to make a decision on yourself whether you're going to like choose the better you, the 10.0, and constantly, Junior. This is this is what program is. It's not something you do once, and then that's it. It's something you have to repeat every day, and I think that's what it is. People don't like commitment. Why do you think people don't like commitment?
Too much work for them.
Too much work for them. Yeah, it's not even that much. I like to think that it's like we talked about right now the lifestyle. What kind of lifestyle do you prefer, bro? Like we get to travel a lot. We get to see a lot of different people, and we get to see people that are doing way better than us, and we get to see people that are doing, less than us. And I asked you a question, I believe it was this morning, and I was like, what do you prefer? Like, what kind of life do you want to have? What kind of life do you visualize yourself having? Like, do you want to be average or do you want to be extraordinary?
I would rather be extraordinary.
Why?
There's no point of living an average life, and there's no point of living like a bitch.
Oh, shit. Like, cut that, man. That is not what I'm teaching this kid, right? Where did you get that? Nah, but it's
It's the truth.
but oh shit. And it really is the truth, Junior. Think about it. Like one of the words that I had to tell myself, and I'm being completely honest with you, is I would look in the mirror and I would say, Miguel, you have to stop being up. You have to. You have to because no one was gonna come save me, right? We say this plenty of times. I know that life doesn't get easier, and it's our job to grow, to become more, and to give more. And you can't give anything if you're a bitch. So, Junior, um, we've been going to the gym early mornings, and we met so much great people there at the gym. Um, Gary is like one of the ones that comes first to mind, and it's so like crazy when for Christmas he gave you that chain that you're wearing right now. Like, why do you think he gave it to you though?
I think that he gave it to me because he saw something in me, like s- like a hidden potential.
Yeah, what do we get a lot from people at the gym? Like we get a lot of people coming up to us, just like random people come up to us and they tell us, what do they tell us most of the time? Do you know how much like we impact people by working out as a family? Especially not even just working out as a family, but like
Being there.
the time that we're there, bro. Like the time that we're there. That's what trips people out to see a 12-year-old at the gym at 4 a.m. with his parents. We got a lot of people that come up to us and they tell us, I mean, they tell me, hey, I love what you're doing with your family. Keep it up. I wish I could bring my son. I wish I can do this. I wish I can do that. I would like people would love. We don't. I don't think people realize like what we have is very very special. The fact that we're all aligned, Junior. I think it's powerful. I think it's a gift. It's a gift from God to be able to be aligned as a family. And to be honest with you, I wrote this in my journal a couple years ago. I just put fit family. And then I let my mind just kind of explore the images of what a fit family looked like. But what do you think like about that, what I just said right now?
About the fifth family.
Yeah, like just like how I manifested that through writing in my journal. Do you believe in the power of the journal?
100%.
100%. Remember when we started doing the identity statements?
Yes.
Can you just like read some lines real quick about like those identity statements that you would write down? Because I know you guys would write down, like you, Chito, and
Andrew.
Andrew would write down like pages, and Andrew was really good at it too. Like we got to get him on a podcast soon. But what were some of the things that you would write down, and has that manifested in your life right now? If you stop by to think about it real quick.
Actually, yes. I wrote that I am strong. I am smart. I am loved. I am a savage saint. I go to the gym at 3:30 in the morning. And so far all of those things and more have been manifested and are happening.
And the reason why things manifest, guys, is because whatever we focus on, that's what we get. You can focus on a negative thought and you will manifest a negative like scenario, to be honest with you. Or you could focus on a positive and you will manifest a positive. What helped me is to stay on a high frequency. Juniors, what do you know about frequencies, highs and lows?
There are many ways to get your frequency up, and there's also a lot of ways to get them down. But more importantly, it's better to have them up so you always like have good energy throughout your day.
Yeah, yeah. You know, every decision that we make, Junior, is either going to um it's either going to put votes for like a high frequency or for a low frequency. So, when you buy your candies and you eat all the bag of these Skittles, how do you feel?
Not the best
Not the best. But why do you do it?
because of the taste.
The taste. All right. Kids enjoy candies. That's what we got from this. But you know now, like the way you eat, you know that the way you eat equals the way you feel, right?
Yeah.
So the way you feel equals the way you what?
Eat.
Act.
Act.
Yeah. So the way you feel equals the way you act. What would be some advice that you can give some of your friends that are probably a little overweight, that are probably just going through like, you know, well, tell me a little bit about your friends that are a little overweight. How are their emotions, Junior?
Mm, usually mad.
Cool.
Not mad, but like just kind of get angry easily, and just, they don't they don't feel all great all the time. They're just like kind of lazy.
Yeah, but I mean, I think this is not taught in schools, and there's a huge need for like nutrition to be taught at schools. Would you agree?
100%.
Like, would you agree that if people just knew how to eat better, they would respond better in life?
Yes.
So one of the things that we teach on this program, Junior, is how to eat. If we can just eat healthier, eat better, feel right, we'll be making so much progress in life. I think about it right now. When I overate, when I ate that Cards Jr. stuff, when I ate that fast food, when I ate any of that food, what happened to me was that I didn't feel like doing anything anymore. After eating, I didn't feel like doing anything. I didn't feel like chasing my dreams anymore. I didn't feel like doing anything because the food literally like paralyzed me, you know? And we wouldn't even be here if I didn't change the way I ate. Cuz this is like the first thing that you have to do on the program is to sacrifice the food. And a lot of people, Junior, believe me, they do not want to sacrifice the food. That's one of the things. Like, you could take the alcohol, you could take the drugs, but you leave my food alone. That's what a lot of people will say. Like, don't get into the food with them because that's like they get into battle, bro. They do that. All right, guys. So we're getting close to the end, and the whole reason why we're here is like I literally wanted to teach my son Like, just the exposure and to teach him that he does not have to be afraid of a camera. See, a kid at his age is doing a lot more than most of you adults, you know, getting behind camera, public speaking, going to the gym, getting fit, eating right. Like, he's a walking trophy. He's literally like a walking trophy. Like, everywhere we go, we get so much attention because Junior is doing high level habits that are literally going to get him to places where, you know, it's like it's unimaginable. Like, people will never think that they can even get to that level, but Junior is going to break so much levels at such a young age. He's already done so much, and at the end of the day, guys, I gave him that foundation. I gave him that foundation, you know? It was something that I learned and I passed it down. So it's not even about like the money, the material things that you can pass down to your children, but it's like the foundation on where they can stand and build. So, parents, feel free to reach out. Feel free to click the link below and to get some help, get some guidance because we all need it. At the end of the day, we're self made, yes, but we need coaches to guide us through our journey in life. What do you got to say about that, Junior? Like, what do you think? Where would your life be without a coach?
I'd probably still be, what's it called? A little overweight.
A little.
Uh, probably still be a little overweight. I would probably just be laying down, eating junk food all the time, watching TV. Nothing productive, but
Insecure.
insecure, yeah. I wouldn't be behind camera. You probably wouldn't even know I would exist.
Yeah, or that you have 10 girlfriends. I was just kidding. Nah, we're kidding. We're kidding. I joke around him with that about that a lot. If he had a girlfriend, I wouldn't even know because he doesn't say anything. So, what do you hope for, Junior, that we continue to keep doing as father and son?
Oh, definitely going to the gym. That's definitely something I would like to keep on doing. And the burpees and the five. The
No,
burpees are pretty good.
mostly everything.
Pretty
But
much,
if
yeah.
you had some advice for parents out there that, I mean, because at the end of the day, the intention, Junior, of this whole podcast was to impact parents. For what would be a message that you have for parents out there that could possibly help? Like, think about the parent to the friend that you have. What would you tell your closest friend, like to their parents, if you had a message for them? What would it be?
What's helped me is going to the gym every morning. Doesn't even have to be that early, but the earlier the better. Um, but what's helped me is going to the gym early in the morning, getting behind camera, working out, eating good, and that could all you can get all that here at Corona Coaching.
That's good. If you could give advice to other kids your age, what would you say?
Ask your parents to get you a membership and just go to the gym.
What has the gym done for you, bro? Like, confidence wise.
If it wasn't for going to the gym, I wouldn't have this confidence and I wouldn't be here in this podcast. So, what I have to say is go to the gym and work out.
So that's definitely what makes people stronger and gives them confidence. And that is so true, Junior. That is so true. What gives people confidence is to be able to trust themselves. And if you can't trust the person that you are, who else, who can you trust? It all starts with you, Junior. It all starts with you. You have to learn how to trust yourself, and through faith structure and the discipline standard, this is where we're going. This is where we start, bro. We're creating together. All right, so guys, just like Junior was saying, if you want to get fit, confident, strong, bold, courageous, hit us up. Corona Coaching, the discipline standard. All right. Peace out, guys.